Okay, boys and girls, welcome to our third video lesson in Chapter 11. Chapter 11, our chapter on area and perimeter. We're now going to do the area of circles. Okay, let's just review for a minute the area of a circle. You should know this. The area of a circle is pi r squared. We will derive that formula in class. And yes, today was just Pi Day. So happy Pi Day to you. Area of a circle is pi r squared. The area of a sector. Well, let's define a sector first. A sector is a piece of a circle. So this little red piece right here, this is a piece of my circle. The area of the sector is the same ratio as the area of the sector to the whole circle as the central angle. So we'll look at the central angle. That's this blue angle right here. We'll call that x. That's an x. Okay, the same ratio as the area of the the ratio of the whole circle compared to x. So we got x, the piece of the angle, over the whole circle, which is of course 360, times pi r squared, the area of the circle. In other words, let me just clarify that for you. The ratio of x, the angle, to 360, the whole circle, is equal to the area of the sector to the area of the whole circle. That proportion is equal, so therefore these ratios right here are also equal. So let's find the area of the sector. We have this piece right here. We'll highlight it in purple. So we want to find the area of this. So I know now that I have a 45 degree central angle. 45 degrees compared to 360 is equal to the area of the sector compared to the area of the whole circle. Well, so I can take that 45 times 360, and I'm going to multiply by the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. 45 divided by 360, let me do some quick math, is 1 over 8 times pi, and my radius is 10, so that's 10 squared. So it looks like I have 100 pi divided by 8, so I have 100 eighths pi. Divide both top and bottom of that fraction by 4. It looks like I have 25 halves pi, or if you prefer, 12 and a half pi. So we look at this one right here. I have a central angle of 135, and I know that because my arc measure is 135 as well. So I know now I have 135 area of measure of my angle over 360 times the area of the circle is pi r squared. Well, r in this case was 4. So 135 over 360, that can be simplified to 3 out of 8 times 16, 4 squared, times pi. I'm going to cancel the 16 and the 8, and that becomes 2, and this becomes 1. It looks like my area of that sector is 6 pi. Now let's talk about the area of a segment. A segment is a piece of a circle that's cut off by a triangle that's made here, and I'll do that in blue, this triangle right here. So I'm going to subtract this triangle in blue from the area of my sector, which is right here in purple. So now we know that the area of a segment, and again that's this piece right here, is equal to the area of the sector, that's this whole piece in purple right here, minus the area of the triangle. Okay, we see that right here, and that's this blue guy right here. So the area of my segment, that's the red, is the area of the purple minus the blue triangle right here. Let's try one. Okay, we're going to find the area of this segment, so that's this guy in red right here, this piece. So it's going to be the area of the segment minus the area of the triangle, and that's going to equal the area of my segment. Okay, and I should have said the area of the sector. Okay, so the area of the sector, I have a measure of 90. So that's 90 divided by 360 times the area of the circle is pi r squared, so that's pi times 2 squared. So the area of my sector now is going to be 1/4 times 2 squared is 4 pi. 1/4 times 4 is pi. So the area of my sector, that's this whole piece right here in red, is going to be 1 pi. I'm now going to subtract the area of my triangle. Let me see if I can erase. I can. Fantastic. I'm going to subtract my triangle right here. Okay, so I know the area of my triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, my base is 2. My height is also 2. This is also 2 because it's a radius. Here's my base. Okay, so 1/2 times 2 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. The area of that triangle is 2. So now the area of my sector is going to be pi minus the area of my triangle, that's right here, that's 2. And that's going to equal now the area of my segment, pi minus 2. Okay, let's do one more here. Find the area of the segment OP, so we're looking at, or in circle P, so we're looking for this piece right here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in my radii. Whoop, whoop. Okay, my radius is 12, so these are both 12. And my measure of my arc was 90, so this angle is 90. So it looks like I'm going to have the area of my segment is going to equal the area of my sector. That's this whole guy right here. This guy minus the area of my triangle. That's this guy right here. Okay, and that's now going to then equal the area of my segment. Okay, so the area of my sector is going to be 90 divided by 360, that's my whole circle, times the area of my circle, which is pi r squared, so that's pi times 12 squared. We just did this, so 90 divided by 360 is 1/4, and we can see sure enough that this sector right here is 1/4 of my circle. So 1/4 times 12 squared is 144 pi. 1/4 of 144 is 36, so the area of my sector is 36 pi. I'm now going to subtract the area of my triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 base times height. 1/2 is 1/2. My base is 12. That's this guy right here. My height is also 12. That's that guy right there. 12 times 12 is 144. 1/2 of 144 is 72. So my area of my segment is going to be 36 pi minus 72. And there's my answer. Let's look at this one right here, a little bit tougher. I'm looking for the area of this segment, so that's this guy right here in blue. What I'm going to do once again is find the area of my sector, which is this guy in purple. Okay, so it's 120. That's the area, the measure of my angle, divided by 360. That, of course, is 1/3, and this is 1/3 of my circle. So 1/3 times the area of my circle. Well, it says my radius is 8, so this is 8 times pi r squared. R, of course, is 8. The area of my sector is going to be 8 squared is 64, so it's 64 divided by 3 pi. Now I need to find the area of my triangle. Let me erase. Okay, let's keep in mind that my radius was 8. My radius is 8, and I can do this a bunch of ways, but I'm going to choose to do this right here. I'm going to divide my angle in half at 120 and create a 60. That's going to be a right angle right here and a right angle right there. So I now have a 36, 60, 90 right triangle right here in blue. Let me highlight that in blue. And I'm just going to redraw it up here so we can see it. I know that this length is 8. That's my hypotenuse, which means that this piece here is 4. And this piece here is going to be 4 root 3. So we can do this a bunch of ways, but let's just look at this. Let's consider this guy right here, my base. Well, that's 2 times 4 root 3. And my height is going to be 4. So I have 1/2 base times height. 1/2 is 1/2. My base, we just said, was 8 root 3. And my height, that's this guy right here, I'll do that in red, is 4. Well, 1/2 of 8 is 4. So that's 4 root 3 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16 root 3. That's the area of my triangle. So it looks like I have 64 pi over 3 minus 16 root 3. And without a calc, that's just some yucky decimals, but keep your answer right like that. And there's my answer. We have one more slide. I'm gonna let you guys do this one on your own. This has nothing to do with segments at all, but I want you guys to see if you can find the area of that shaded region. I'll get you started just a little bit. The radius of the largest circle is 3, so that red line is 3. And as we look here, I have a half circle right here in red, which means that this length in purple is equal to this length also in purple. I have another little circle right here in blue, semicircle, which means that this piece is equal to this piece. So if you look here, the radius of the largest circle is 3, is 9. I'm going to erase for a minute. So I know now that this piece right here is 9, which means each of these little guys, this guy, and this guy, are all 3 each. And you're going to need to now subtract some circles, some big circles minus some medium circles and some little circles. Do some combination of those things to come up with an area. Express your answer in terms of pi, please. So you're going to have some number times pi as your final answer. The first, I will allow 10 people to email me their answer. First 10 people, I will give you 2 bonus points on our next test or quiz, because this one is a toughie. All right, folks, we'll see you soon.